Good day, everyone. Good day to our peace advocate. Thank you so much once again for requesting our call for us, for you to be our peace advocate who will be sharing with us today about your inspirations, about your advocacy that you have been really doing, not just in our community, but of course, impacted across the country. So let us allow us to introduce ourselves. I am Mr. Shane Rick Paul Rojas, and here with me are my fellow science majors. Kindly introduce yourself.
Good evening, Ma'am Irene. I am Eliza Joyce Mini.
Good evening, Ma'am Irene. I am Sheena Diconlay.
All right, and we are second year students and under the course of IDE 20.9 Peace Education, Media, and Learning. So, once again, good evening, ma'am. So, for today, we will be featuring a peace advocate, which is you, and we are tasked with interviewing you, ma'am, who has been actively involved in community engagement, peace building initiatives, and intervention projects over the past 3 to 5 years. So the interview would be really about your peace advocacy, your dreams, your aspirations, and most importantly, the impact that you have left in our community. And before delving with the interview proper, may we ask your permission, Ma'am Irene, to record this interview?
Sure, guys. No problem.
All right, thank you so much, Ma'am Irene. Now we have our response, and I believe we can now be ready with our prepared questions for this interview on peace advocacy. Go ahead, AJ.
All right. So, good evening once again, Ma'am Irene. So, I would like to start again by thanking you for being our interviewee for today's session. So, to kick off the interview, could you please tell us something about yourself? So, for example, Ma'am, your name, your age, status, and how long have you been an advocate?
So, good evening, everyone. I am Irene Jandutuhan. I am 21 years old, and then I am a peace advocate for almost 4 years. So, basically, 3 years na ko sa peace advocacy. And then, dili na ko siya i-credit grab because I am part of an organization that is naay initiative about interreligious dialogue and peace building. So I've been an officer and a member to Hirang ng Hiraya, a youth-led group nga naa sa our Mother of Perpetual Health that promotes environmental protection and conservation at the same time interreligious dialogue and peace building.
All right. Thank you for that. So, Ma'am, what is your peace advocacy about?
So my peace advocacy about nagsugod yun siya to the idea that judgments and stereotypes are not inheritance or genetic in nature. So example is, I remember nato during our elementary days that wala tay paki if kinsa atong kadula, kinsa ba atong mga friends, it's either Muslim pa na siya or any ang iyang belief or religion. So with that idea, I think that discrimination and prejudices are largely learned behaviors. So, tungod kay learned behavior man siya, maybe factors just like family influences, cultural context, peer influence, education systems, and sometimes life experiences. That's why maka-create ta sa ato ang prejudices or judgment, and at the same time ma-adapt na to ang stereotypes nga existing sa atong society. That's why I took that advantage sa potential of the youth in this month dealing stereotypes and discrimination in the society. Because sa Hirang ng Hiraya, we believe that ang mga batanon very open-minded pa kaayo and dili wala pa bitaw kaayo na establish na nga kanang negative na mga stereotypes when it comes to peace building and peace advocacy. That's why nag-focus me to the young people, the potential of the young people sa amo ang first is amo ang parokya, and then na-expand me to mas daghan pa nga mga batan-on within sa amo ang barangay.
So it's actually very interesting to hear that, ma'am. So could you please elaborate on its core mission and objectives?
So, aside sa katoang I've mentioned about the environmental conservation and protection and peace building sa Hirang ng Hiraya, we also foster a mutual respect, understanding, and cooperation among diverse faith communities. So, we promote peace, harmony, and solidarity through dialogue, education, and collaborative action. So, one of the many objectives sa Hirang ng Hiraya is first is to facilitate dialogue. Tungod kay we focus more on the interreligious dialogue. So, ang sa interreligious dialogue, composed na siya sa amo ang sa mga Muslim groups, sa mga ecumenical groups, and then to the lumads or mga IPs nga among pwede nga ma-dialogue if naa sila yung mga concern nga the same bitaw sa tanan nga regardless of your faith, regardless of your kanang perspective kay affected ang tanan. So, we also have our peace education. So, ang mga members sa among organization, we also undergo nga mga kanang workshop just like peace education. And naapod me non-violent communication, peace building, and then leveling off with the common issues regardless of the faith groups, same sa ko ang na-mention a while ago. Yes.
All right, thank you for that, ma'am. So what specific goals are you working to
Puchin
achieve?
sama puchin.
So, specific goals. The same lang siya sa ko na-mention kaganiha. So, facilitate dialogue, peace education. So, sa Hirang ng Hiraya, nag-collaborate me sa isa ka dako nga organization in Cagayan or focusing more on peace building. And then the name of the group is the Interfaith Forum for Peace, Harmony, and Solidarity. So, dugay na kaayo na siya. I think since 2005 pa na siya group. And composed siya sa mga kanang IFI, mga leaders from IFI, leaders from Muslim groups. So, na mga imams nga among mga kauban, naapod may mga lumad, just like the Higaunon tribe sa Awang, and then Higaunon tribe pod sa Dansolihon. So, they are part of that very good organization, the IFPHS. And then, daghan may activities nga gina-expect, and then daghan sad may activities nga kanang gi-share bitaw, like kanang just like daghan kay annual celebration, just like the Mindanao Week of Peace. So mahitabo na siya this last week of November. So Hirang ng Hiraya is also part of the preparation for the Mindanao Week of Peace. And then also other goals of the organization is conflict resolution. So naay time nga naay isa ka Catholic and then Muslim nga naa sila'y conflict about certain nga matter. So nisulod dito ang Hirang ng Hiraya and the IFPHS to resolve that conflict, because as we know nga naadyoy mga as I've said nga kanang naay mga prejudices gyapon no sa each nga mga faith group, just like sa Catholic kanang ginaingon nga kanang isog man jud ang mga Muslim, quote unquote, inana. So kanang musulod dito ang organization to have a better way nga ma-resolve ang conflict, and at the same time fostering non-violent communication. Tungod kay kanang it doesn't matter man jud ang kung unsa ka nga belief, because let's focus more on the problem. So more problem focus ang atong approach, because dili man na magmatter kung asa ka gikan. So that's one of our goal, kana conflict resolution. And then as I've said, napod mi peace education workshop, and ang pinaka-highlight gid namo is ang amo ang gina-work sa hirang ng Hiraya is ang interreligious dialogue with our Muslim group that is sa Bara. So we have activities just like Duyug Ramadan. So unsa may ginabuhat during Duyug Ramadan. So Duyug Ramadan is we show our solidarity with the celebration of our Muslim brothers and sisters with their Ramadan. So kanang customary na jud na siya sa grupo nga mag-visit me sa ilahang mga places and then mag-give me og mga fruits. So showing that we also celebrate their celebration and we also respect their traditions or culture sa ilahang religion. So kana pinaka-highlight actually sa Hirang ng Hiraya because kami lang ata first ang youth group nga nag-initiate og Duyog Ramadan sa amuang community and at the same time sa Cagayan de Oro pod. That's all.
Right. What a comprehensive answer you have, Ma'am Irino, in regards with the goals and yeah, the specific goals that you are really working with the organization, and of course, as you yourself. And it's so nice to hear that you have mentioned Mindanao Week of Peace because again next month it is now MWOP. We celebrate it, and I have been a facilitator of the event organized by XUCSG, and it is called Walk for Peace. I've been there facilitated, and of course, our brothers and sisters, our Muslim brothers and sisters have joined us with that Walk for Peace, and at the same time, different schools here in our universities. And I have actually heard some stories about the struggles of our Muslim brothers and sisters. So it's really, really great to know that you are working with such diverse projects that can really help and aid the issues here in our community. So thank you so much for that. So going on with our question. So what motivates or inspire you?
So I think ang answer ready ang question is more on my personality as a person nga I really believe in the beauty and that humanity still exists. So kanang if mag-talk with ako sa other people and then they ask me why you do that things and then I said ay kanang mag-ingon sila nga kanang lisod kaayo mag-believe nga naapay humanity and then naapay positive side sa humanity in general. But then I know deep inside of me nga ga-believe gid ko ana and that nakita sad nako nga all of the social injustices kay it all boils down to one resolution or solution nga pwede mabuhat, and that's peace advocacy and peace education. Kay na isa nga person nga nag-share sa iyang opinion about kanabi ng mga conflicts and war, and then she said that all reason kay valid bitaw siya tungod kay kanang we are just fighting sa what we think nga need nato. Like for example, kung kani siya nga isa nga group na siya gina-fight nga certain nga belief and then ang kani nga isa nga group na siya gina-fight fight pod. So kung atong tan-awon the both group kay gusto lang gyud nila nga ma-attain na siya nga certain needs bitaw. So kanang in that idea pwede ta maka-make og solution just like building trust and communication, good communication bitaw to those kanang mo ikaw ang mo middle ana and then mag-foster ka og good communication tungod kay they're just fighting for their needs, they're just fighting for what they think is right. So kailangan lang gid siya og sakto lang gid nga intervention bitaw in the middle. So I think that motivates me pinakauna jud is my personality and my belief that humanity still exists, and of course kanang ang drive po to find solution kung unsa may good ang buhaton in this grabe kadaghan nga social injustices that we experience in our society. So that's all.
Okay, thank you so much for that, ma'am. So next question. What drives you to pursue this certain peace advocacy?
So I think my answer is a person. So before ko nag-start sa Hirang ng Hiraya, it was all just an idea. It was all just an aspiration or dream na ko to have this advocacy. But mura siya gid dream come true to because of this person, so which is si Father Enrique. So a little background lang, who is Father Enrique. Siya ang amo ang parish priest sa amo ang simbahan, and he's very naagi siya passion to serve, and na siya passion so sa tanan nga mga advocacy. And then naay one time nga kanang nag-invite siya o certain nga kanang activities related to peace advocacy. And then I think that's the eye opener or kana jud ang milestone tingali why nag-start ko to peace advocacy. So without the opportunity from the parish, without the opportunity from Father Enrique, so I think wala ko ani nga advocacy tungod kay I don't have the resources also. But I know nga someday mabuhat na ako siya, but murag napapaspas lang or nabuhat lang siya into reality because of the opportunity that was given to me sa parish. And also what another drive is my curiosity of how a young people can contribute to this relevant yet heavy kaayo nga issue. So makita na to no nga kanang mostly ang do sa mga peace advocacy is mga adult na kanang naa na sila yung mga background. And then isunod sa akong mind nga how about ang mga young people na sad? How about unsa kaha ang impact if ang youth na sad ang magsugod to this peace advocacy? So mao na ang gapadrive sa ako ah.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Irene. And I believe you have already answered the next question, because the next question is there a particular person, event, or philosophy that deeply influences your work? And you have really clearly answered that indeed Father Enrique is a person who really motivates you and really influence you to become the person who you are right now. So let us proceed with our question, ma'am. So who are the primary beneficiaries of your interventions with peace advocacy that you have?
So since peace advocacy is grabe kay siya kabugat and dako kaayo siya nga scope or dako kay siya nga work. So even though that we have been in the organization for almost 3 years now, murag baby steps lang yapon ang among ginabuhat because overwhelming no if kanang I overwhelming and at the same time ideal if dako kaayong community or larger nga reach ang imuhang unahon. So sa Hirang ng Hiraya we focus first sa amo ang barangay. So amo primary beneficiary is the community sa barangay, sa mga residents, especially the Muslim group, the ecumenical, and the Lumad Youth Pod nga naa sa Upol and sa Dansolihon.
Okay, thank you so much, Ate. And again, you have answered already the next question that we have, because the next question is who are the groups or individuals you aim to support with your advocacy? And again, you have clearly answered the with the answer that you had a while ago, that you aim to support the Lumads in your community, also the Muslims. So it's really all about interreligious dialogue, the people who most likely belong with that intervention. So for the next question, so Sheena, you may now start.
So, thank you for that, ma'am. No? So, it's really important talaga na we know who are the beneficiaries for the advocacies that we make, because kaning dako jud kay sila tabang, especially when it comes to help other people, especially ang mga lumads. Now, ma'am, I have a questions for you. Could you share some of the key accomplishments and success stories from your peace building initiative, And in what ways have your interventions contributed to improving the lives of the people or the community as a whole?
Okay. So, ang pinaka first nga place gyud nga na work sa Hirang ng Hiraya is sa Bara, specifically sa Vamenta. So this place was allegedly dangerous place daw. So daghan impression no nga kanang mahadlok og sulod-an nga place, inana tungod kay delikado lagi daw. But because of the community exposure, just like what I said kato among initiative of Duyog Ramadan, we saw the difference. So ang tension na lesson tungod kay gipasabot gyud og ayo nga let's not stick on a perspective of other people without any basis bitaw. Kadag naaman joy tendency nga kanang maminaw lang ta sa experience sa uban, like mayon sila nga ayo dira kay hadlok man na dira etc. without having a proof bitaw. So dapat first is experience nato first hand tungod kay we have different experiences to a certain assumption. So tungod kay na-expose ang among mga batan-on to kanang makipagstorya sa mga Muslim and mag-visit ana nga place, mas na-open ang mind, na-open ang perspective sa mga batan-on and at the same time sa mga people or resident ato nga place. And then murag dako pa siya nga work but makita nga na ay difference bitaw nga kanang smile na sila na ay difference tungod kay open na sila sa mga visitors inana. And then another milestone is mas daghan na nga mga batan-on nga willing and mag-show og interest about peace advocacy. I think that's the biggest achievement sa amo ang organization because as I've said, ang potential gid na mo nga kanang nga audiences ang among mga young people nga makasugod sila sa idea or impression that peace advocacy is important. Ma-leave mark sa ilahang because of those experiences or exposure sa Duyog Ramadan, dili bad nga makipag-interact and then murag ma-prove nila silang self nga katong mga istorya sa ilahang family tingali or silang friends or other influences is not true tungod kay they've experienced nga nakipag-friends gid sila, nakipag-storya gid sila sa mga Muslim nga young people also. So I think that's the key accomplishments and success story sa amo ang organization and sa ako ang peace advocacy also.
So thank you for that, ma'am. No, so it's really important to really help the young ones to let them experience kung unsa gid ang kinabuhi sa uban nga mga lumad, especially ang Muslims kay like us po napod mi mga gathering sa youth, especially sa among community kay sometimes nami mga we have a visitors and then ang ilang thinking is ang mga tao dito sa amo kay mga isog kayo like but the way lang na sila mag-speak but caring na sila. So thank you for that, ma'am. So I have a another question po. How has your advocacy positively impacted the community po?
So as I've said, kanang mas na lessen ang tension and then mas understanding and mas naay good communication ang amo ang mga young people to the Muslim youth gyapon. And then nakatabang siya sa community tungod kay nakita nila nga the invisible barrier the invisible barrier that the society build because of the stereotypes and the prejudices that they have kay mawala to siya and then murag mugamay mabuak mawala to siya nga boundary because naay nag-initiate naay nag-prove sa ilahang possible ang peace building, possible nga despite of the different perspective, despite of the different kanang faith or despite of different nga religion, there is always peace and unity nga possible nga pwede na to siya pwede na to siya ma-reach or pwede na to siya ma-accomplish.
Okay, thank you for that, ma'am. So, I have a last question po. So, para mas mabalaan gid na mo kung what are the challenges have faced and have you faced and obstacles have you encountered while implementing your peace building projects and how have you overcome them?
Okay. So, ang experience is dili siya rainbows and glitters nga diretso may with open arms nga gi-welcome sa community because um of course ang mga imams or the priests sa Muslim have also their prejudices bitaw towards to mga Catholics. So na ay uban nga they thought that the intention nga nag-visit me during their Duyog Ramadan kay gusto ang idea nga conversion ang among intention dadto. And I think it's valid nga na-feel nila tungod kay bag-o pasad nga nagsugod to siya ka initiative tungod kay as I've said pioneer ni siya nga kanang naay Duyog Ramadan sa amuang community. So nanga-shock ang tanan. So pero valid siya kay eventually mga 2 to 3 years nga consistent me nga during Ramadan ga visit me like nahimo na siyang customary nga kanang maghatag mi og fruits and then makipag-talk mi sa ilaha during their kanang iftar na lesson and mas na welcoming sila so murag paid off gyapon nga bisag at mga kulba part bitaw sa pinaka first tungod kay kanang lagid kanang ilang mga stairs kanang dili pa kayo sila may pagstorya sa mua but na paid off siya tungod kay in the long run na ay trust nga na build na ay relationship nga na start and na ay peace nga possible tungod ato nga initiative ug tungod ato nga interaction. So I think tanan man sa peace advocacy majority tingali is a challenge tungod kay aside from we are destroying or we are changing the societal stereotype, we are also challenging ourselves. Kay dili raman ta mo handle sa in general aspect but we are also improving, we are also growing as a person tungod kay kita tanan dili man jud na siya ma dili man jud na siya nato malikayan but we also have our prejudices tungod pud sa mga influence. So it's a win-win situation because even though that naay mga challenges during our advocacy when it comes to peace building, mas ni-improve sad me as a person and I think that's the best part. That's the most highlight tingali sa amo ang peace advocacy.
So, thank you for that, ma'am. So, may I call Shane for the other
All right. Basically, that's the questions that we have prepared for this interview, Ma'am Irene. Thank you so much for participating here in our peace advocacy interview. And personally, I have really learned a lot from your answers, and such that a peace is not really merely the absence of conflict, but really the presence of understanding, compassion, and unity. And it's really evident with the peace advocacy that you have, which is the inter-religious dialogue. It's really about embracing our differences and finding the common ground. Kind of, finding the common ground good. And hopefully, good na we have to strive to cultivate peace in our hearts and communities, and that we foster a world where kindness prevails and harmony flourishes good. And especially the story that you have mentioned about the conflicts that you've experienced during the Duyug Ramadan, but at the end of the day, still no, it was successful, and it's for good, for the collaboration and cooperation between these two cultures, and it's really nice that we that you have found a common ground with each other. And just to a little bit add of context, no, Sheena is also a member of a Lumad group, What's the Lumad group called, Gina? Maybe you can share experiences, especially with what you have shared with us earlier.
So, good evening once again, ma'am. So, I, I am one of the Talaandig. So, my father is kaning Higaonon. So, half Higaonon and half Talaandig ko. So, mostly ang amo dyan na nga nagaka-experience is kana bitong daghan mataha sa amo, especially nga knowing nga naami sa bukid. So, ang kayo kabalo sa amo, ang ilang pagtuo is kanang mga isog kayo ang tao dito sa amua. And then especially kung dili nimo kailan kay mga nga, la dili ta mag-ana din na kay basig naa sila ipang butang sa atong pagkaon. But despite sa among nga experience, nga ka-cope up raman siya once nga i-introduce na mo among culture sa ilaa, then ipasabot na mo kung unsa gid ang um, espe- unsa gid ang main reason nga nung murag inana gyud ang ilang pagtuo sa amua, especially sa among ritual pod say ginaingnan mi nila nganong ga ritual mi unsa daw ang use sa among ritual ritual. But sa dagan na din kaayo kanang gina-encourage mostly gid ang XU gid pod ang naga-encourage sa student nga moadto sa among culture kay para ma-experience nila kung unsa ang ginabuhat sa tao didto, unsa ang mga kaning core namo sa among culture. And nowadays makita na ko nga ni-improve gid sad ang among culture, especially karon nga nagaka-known na siya. And then happy fulfilling kay siya sa feeling gud nga kanang once nga nay mag-adto dito sa mo is ma-appreciate kay nila ang among culture, dili lang about sa beauty but kung unsa mi as talaandig.
All right, thank you so much, Sheena, no, with that beautiful story, good. Again, the problem there is really the lack of dialogue because we really have a preconceived notions. A lot of people have opinions, and it's sad to know that they have that kind of perceptions, which they really put the stereotype in regards with inter IP groups, indigenous people group, and again we have learned and we have heard about the story of the advocacy of Mom Irene, and hopefully soon maybe the Hirang ng Hiraya can go to your tribe and to connect the stories between these divided people and to really foster unity and peace. So AJ, how about you? Anything you have to say?
So, once again, thank you so much, Ma'am Irene, for joining us today. So, as stated by you, Ma'am, and also sa stories that you shared with Sheena, it's actually very inspiring. Like, throughout all the journeys or maybe difficulties or challenges na face nato, kay Murag na paid off gyapon through, of course, katong peace building communication. So it's really important jud, ma'am, for us to promote jud peace, no, through real actions and communication, no, in a way that can really ensure for inclusivity. So by engaging through community exposure, just like imong ingon kaniha, ma'am, you went to the place where the Muslims, and then also to foster openness. So with that, we can really inspire others and can really create a positive impact in our communities. So as stated sa ganyan, ma'am, like the believe jud ko nga, I truly believe that as youth, like ikaw jud ma'am, 21 years old, daghan na kay kag na-achieve nga kanang in a way na makakonect ka with other people, like inclusivity. And we believe that the youth can really serve as a bridge in solving problems, in fostering understanding. And that's basically it. It's truly inspiring and motivating to connect with other people. Po.
All right, thank you so much, AJ, for your kind words. Indeed, we really have learned a lot from this interview. And Ma'am Irene, to express our heartfelt gratitude, we would like to present our electronic certificate. But don't you worry, we will be sending you a hard copy of your certificate plus a token for our appreciation. So let me present to you the where let me see muna. To siya. Okay, it's here. Okay, I believe this is the one. So here, can you see it, guys? Okay, so allow me to read the
Yes, nakita na
citation.
sa kong part.
Okay. Xavier University Ateneo de Cagayan, ID 20.9 Peace Education, Media and Learning, Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate is proudly presented to Mix Irene John B. Oduhan for her invaluable participation in our peace advocacy interview. Your insights and commitment to fostering harmony are truly inspiring. This recognition is given on the 29th of October in the year of our Lord 2024, signed by yours truly, Eliza and Sheena. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. So to conclude, we really have delved into its significance and the challenges that a lot of people face at the moment and the powerful change that it can inspire in our communities. And let us always remember that promoting peace is a shared responsibility that begins with each of us. We encourage our listeners, our viewers, to actively engage in peace advocacy, whether through dialogue, community involvement, or educational efforts. And to Ma'am Irene, thank you once again for being here. Let's continue to work together to create a more peaceful world. God bless and to more endeavors. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
everyone.
much, ma'am.
Congrats.
Thank you so much, ma'am.